Libra, thank you for tuning in to Perfectly Imperfect Tarot. This is Green Eyes here with your reading. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Martians, astronauts, pick a node. It does not matter to me. I love you all. Cross watchers, I am a snitch. I'm telling you now. Please don't curse me in the comments. Love you too. Libra, this is a judgment-free zone, but you will hear the truth. No gender or age, only energy. You're going to hear me use terms he, she, her, him, they, them, it, heifer, pay it no mind. Feel the energy. Remember, roles can always be reversed. Libra, I thank you. Like, share, subscribes, emails, comments, love tokens, donations. Thank you. Thank you, and I thank you again. All right, let's talk about your energy. Coming into Libra, I'm very clear. I'm very, my thought processes are clear. I'm definitely in the element of air, and it's a very crisp air, okay? Even if you're dealing with something that's pulling on you emotionally, you have it very much under control. Even if you're dealing with indecision, you even have that in control, if that makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes in indecision, it frustrates you. If I'm in indecision, I'm not frustrated. I'm actually going with the flow until I'm comfortable in this energy. And that's okay with me right now, okay? I have a... You know, how can I say this? I have to touch on this because it's coming up, even though it's not my intent or even wish to kind of latch on to low vibrational energy. But, you know, people are people. And there's some Libras that aren't operating under a frequency of the best or highest good for themselves and for others, right? So more on the low side. Dark Libras have a sharp tongue right now. If you're connected to another Libra that's, for just lack of better terms, a lower vibrational or dark, they have a very, very sharp tongue right now. So I would not, unless you're very secure, your boundaries are strong, and you're ready to take that stand, I wouldn't even approach this energy at all. Because I have so much power in my tongue right now connected to that energy that I could literally debate the best debater and win. You know what I mean? I feel like that. I'm very sharp, very responsive, for sure. All right, let's see what's going on. We're pulling from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Can I have Libra, please? Oh, can I have Libra on the table? How about that? Can I have Libra? Libra energy, please. Thank you. Here's the purity coming in reverse. That's that dark energy. And I'm not going to change it because it's still Libra. It just might not be for all Libras. There's a resilience. Yeah. Somebody's mouth about to get them in trouble. Okay. So, for high vibrational Libras, be mindful of what you entertain. You know what I'm saying? If you know it's no good and you're choosing something that's no good, then make peace with your decision and you have to take what comes with it. That's the bottom line. Okay? If I know, I mention this all the time because it does me dirty sometimes, you know, but I know when I go have a slice of pizza, it's going down the next day. Yeah. My stomach gonna hurt the whole 9. And that day before, though, I enjoyed that pizza. I made that decision. I say, this is better. I'm going to deal with the consequences. So, and I accept that. That's being grown. You know what I mean? No different from when you used to sneak out at night. Okay? Your parents went to bed. you know what, if I get caught, I'm going to get in trouble. But you were willing to accept that, right? Okay, so high vibrational Libras, accept your choice. Accept your choice. Low vibrational Libras, your mouth is going to get you in trouble. For sure. All right. Resilience is coming in because a lot of people, whether you consider yourself high vibrational or low vibrational, because a high person can go low, right? And a low person can go high. But how you live in that frequency is usually what determines that, you know. As a whole, a lot of people here are trying to take with them. You see how she's carrying this on her back? You're trying to take something with you that is not supposed to go. But if you're taking it anyway, make peace with your decision. You can't be complaining, Lord, my back hurt. You know why your back hurt. You know, you can't fight the fight that you chose to fight, if that makes sense. Okay? Some patience is coming in because there is an opportunity opening itself up to you. There's a lot of movement coming within the next few months here. So some things you're not going to see until you cross a specific threshold. Therefore, don't fret yourself trying to determine your future on the other side of, you know, so many things. Let's just, you know, sometimes we got to focus on the here and the now and let God be God in the future. Okay. Authority coming in with this masculine energy. Divine masculine is very much the embodiment of all four kings. So it's a very authoritative energy. I love the fact that Libra, you're getting ready to kind of like boss up all the way. But in order for you to do that, to embody that masculine energy, you got to make peace with your decisions. No matter what, if you said, listen, I'll move when my kids are grown. Well, they ain't grown yet. So every day your story can't be, I'm going to move when our kids are grown. I'm going to move when my kids are grown. I'm going to move. You're not focusing on, you're not present as a parent today. You're not worrying about the things today, you know. So make peace with that. Deal with it, what you got to deal with, and have patience for tomorrow, right? Because when you step into this authority, embodying the kings, really feeling powerful, calling down the aces, right? Calling down the aces, ace of swords, ace of wands, ace of pentacles, calling down the aces, okay? You're going to be operating off of your connection, operating off of your faith, operating off of your frequency and your birthright, right? Faith here, I love this deck because faith, she's fertile. Faith is fertile. Hello? That's some good seeds right there. Faith is fertile, but it is your job as a Libra to be in control of the soil. You know what I mean? This new life that you're trying to live and step into, you better do some testing of the soil before you put these good seeds in the ground. We know what the past brought you. And we're not operating off of fear. We're operating out of authority. Okay? This comes with self-love. This comes with sovereignty. And this comes with handling what's unexpected in a divine and holy way. And accepting when things aren't what we thought they would be. You with me? All right. Let's get to the spread. I could do the whole daggone reading right here. Hold on. Woo! Libra. I need a deck, please. For Libra, I need a deck. I don't want that one. Libra, I'm hearing you ask for light seers. I was actually thinking about Rider. All right, let's go with light seers. Okay. We're doing the spread today with light seers. And Libra, I love you, but you know, we talk here. That purity in reverse is just screaming like, you know, we're just not all the way innocent. It's time to take some, you know, we take accountability, right? We take accountability, but then to live with the accountability is the part that people don't talk about enough, you know? It's more so like, I said I did it, don't throw it in my face. You know what I'm saying? All right, can I have Libra's core? What's at the center for Libra? Confidence, focus, passion, strength, belief in yourself. Okay? Knight of Cups at the bottom. If we're talking about love, Libra, you have to know, if we're talking about love, you have to know that there is absolutely no way to know what's going to happen in a relationship, because we all have free will, right? We all have free will. You just have to be confident in your part and then let the chips fall. Some of you are scared to engage with love because you don't want to be maybe played, or you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be used. You know, so you're talking to your angels and ancestors like, you know, this time it should work for me, right? This time should be better, right? And you're still trying to figure it out. And the answer is yes, not because people are not people, it's because you are not the same you. And once you realize that, you'll sleep better. You know, it'll ease the tension on your heart and in your mind. Clown this energy for Libra. Business-wise, I got about 57 ideas right now. At least 57. Good Lord. I could sell water to a whale right now. Oh, my nose is itching. Is it me, Libra? I'm telling my head is clear. Look at the Nine of Swords. Clear your head. You have absolutely, if you can't control it, you don't need to worry about it. That's where you are right now. If you can't control it, then I'm not going to worry about it. You know, pull down from that. Tell yourself that. I'm going to hold on to what I know is within my power, within my control, what's detrimental to me today, and I'm going to let the chips fall. This is how I'm attracting, and this is what I'm giving. I'm not losing myself while I'm loving somebody else, but I'm also not going to back down. I love that Two of Cups right now. I ain't going to lie. I'm sorry. I'm not going to back down, you know? Libra, you're trying to, or at least it seems like you're trying to get some assistance, or assistance is being sent to you to help you simply stand, fight, believe, with your chest out, with your head high, because the transformation all around you is what you called in. And you called in loyalty. You called in abundance. You called in comfort. You called in new opportunities. You called in travel. You called in, sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't, and you're getting it, you know? You called in happiness that was transparent, not because I'm blindly happy in my head, because I'm imagining something that don't exist. I want real happiness in the 3D. You know what I'm saying? And it's so much energy here. My head is so clear. What's working against Libra right now? Probably that resilience. I kind of want to put a card on it. Wow. Yep. I make peace with your decision. The Empress working against you energetically, okay? It means that you're questioning things that either is out of your control, or because you don't believe in yourself. You know, you're questioning your worth. Or you're questioning, again, something that you have absolutely no say in. None. when the queens come up, because the Empress embodies the queens, remember, we just saw that fertile energy. You see the belly. You know, if you're pregnant, congratulations, but you might be rethinking your decision. You might be saying, wow, you know, this is really not a good time or something like that. But, you know, you're going to travel this road. You're just going to have the baby. So some things are going to change. Be patient. You know, the timeline would have to adjust to your decision, but make peace with it. Okay? When the Empress comes up working against you, like I said, it's because, you know, either you're not 10 toes on your connection, or 10 toes on your decision, 10 toes on how you see yourself, or in full understanding of your birthright. And a lot of us are really just now coming to that understanding, you know, of our birthright energy, our core connection to the Creator. We are really just now coming into that understanding. Therefore, it's a work in progress. Therefore, to wield that energy is also a work in progress. The Tower is coming in with this because you might feel like it's just out of nowhere. It's like I was feeling good, but then out of nowhere. Things were going good, but then out of nowhere. It was like I was in my present moment, and out of nowhere, I kept worrying about my future. You know what I'm saying? What brought this on for Libra? Past energy, please. Please and thank you. Where is this coming? Thank you from the Queen of Swords reverse. Some Libras are not, you know, just because a person is a Libra doesn't make them a friggin' saint. Can we just not do that? You know what I mean? And Libras, you're going to meet some Libras, and you're going to automatically just pedestal them because of that Libra-dom. Libra-dom, is that a word? And you got to make them earn it. Nobody gets a pass. Nobody. In this season, you are different. You are more in the season of like Inspector Gadget. Remember, we're not taking no wooden nickels. We're not putting on no Super Saver-Ho cape. Talking about dun 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 dun, here I come to the rescue. All right. Now, this is a nasty mouth right here, Queen of Swords in reverse. This is a liar right here, okay? The Queen of Swords in reverse will deny the denial, okay? Make no mistake about it. That energy will. But some of you have simply not knowingly, okay? Real talk here, all right? Some of us have not knowingly, but have literally out-talked ourselves out of a healing process simply because we didn't understand it. You know, we didn't. Sometimes when you're used to defending yourself, a person that's, let me tell you this, a person that's used to lying will lie first. Even if they say, I don't even know why I said that. It's almost autonomic, like the blood flowing through their veins. A person that's used to lying will lie before they tell the truth because it's a process for them to stop and really think about what they're saying and simply tell the truth. 9 times out of 10, when you ask somebody, why did you lie? They will say, if they're honest at that point, I don't know. And Libra, I think this is what you've been realizing. You played a part in the lies you told yourself, which played a part in your ability to heal. So when things did happen, and they was happening, it was like you had to catch up with the things because you were caught in the lie in your head. As gifted as you are, shout out to the earthy people. I'm sorry. Can I take a sidebar? Last reading, I had asked the earthy people to put their remedy that, you know, they were willing to share with the Libra family because I was picking up some sickness. And oh my goodness, y'all really showed up and pat yourself on the back. I appreciate you all so much, and it warms my heart to see y'all just look out for one another. I definitely admire your talents. I think earthy people are the bomb. They will give you a tea and you got 3 titties, just like that. Bam. All right. Let's get back to business. Very talented. Very talented. But because you are strong-minded, your lie challenged your intuition in the past. Now, remember, we talking about the past, right? Your lie challenged your intuition. And it made you, when you took a second look at it through your godly glasses, process it with a godly mind, it made you see where even though because you challenge your intuition, you had to go through the fight. You had to go through an experience because the intuition wasn't enough, right? So you had to go through the experience, the physical experience, because you challenged the intuition. Once you got through the physical experience, then you look back from the hermit and you get the knowledge because you had to physically feel the pain and the fight and the tiresome of whatever your intuition told you in the first place. But your mind overpowered that, okay? This affects your ability to wield your wand, your passion, your boomstick. This is Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Ace of Wands and Ace of Swords is something we hold, right? Even Ace of Cups, that you see the cup there, you hold it, but it can literally be poured over you. The Pentacle, you have to have your hand extended. It'll be placed, it'll be placed in your hand. But even if your hands aren't extended, because it's yours, it'll be placed on your lap. You understand? But the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords has to be wielded. It's by your actions. By your actions. The sword will bless you by way of communication, by way of clarity, by way of understanding. That's action in your mind. But if you're going to use the sword to cut ties and separate from those thoughts, you have to put forth some action. Same thing with the wand. That's why I always say Captain Caveman, Unga Bunga. Captain Caveman, fruit slice. You know what I mean? Like that game, that Fruit Ninja, right? So as you come through this healing, walk with me, Libra, and I'm going to leave this alone because we're in the past and I need you to understand this so that you can understand where you are. You challenging your healing, right? Outthinking it. Things happen and then you trying to catch up because things are happening so fast. But your intuition give you a heads up, but because you see it another way, remember you challenging, you trying to catch up. Now you got to go through something physically. So you went through something physically. Then when you look back at it with a godly mind, with godly glasses, you have a new understanding with that wisdom, which enabled you to get the Ace of Wands and Unga Bunga your way through what was holding you back, right? Remember, we're still in the past. I didn't even get to the future yet, okay? This is what you have been going through for the last probably 3 to 7 years. That's how this feels to me, okay? Maybe a little longer for some of you, but that's how this feels to me. So fast forward this till today, I feel better. Things are happening. Things are changing. I feel good. I'm confident about my future, but something is wrong. Wait a minute, huh? What's wrong? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. Huh? You're living it. How about that? You're living it. You just released the need to do. You're living in the freedom of not just survival, but existing and living, right? And now you're looking for something else to do. I'm just saying, Libra, I love you. Where are we going with this? Future energy for Libra. Hello. The Ten of Wands coming in sideways. You're going to have to learn how to put it down. And because in the past, it was normally your regular protocol to challenge things if it didn't seem right, if it didn't feel right, or if you didn't want to accept it the way that it was. The more you did that in the past, the more you're going to have to undo it in the future. Okay? That's why in the future you have resilience. Is she not carrying the burden? Yes, for this deck. In this deck, is she not carrying the burden with her? Yes, but it's coming in sideways because you're learning. But it's not, there is no magic book to tell us how this thing called life is supposed to go, guys. We honestly, I think we make the assumptions that we have in our lives off of fantasy, off of TV, off of Cinderella, or a movie we saw, or somebody else's life that we think they live in, an entertainer. We think they so happy. And then come to find out that things ain't what they seem all the time. All the time. Right? Once you learn how to start putting things down, you'll realize the importance of, here it is, Three of Wands, patience. This is literally knowing when to mother love and stop and wait for your ship to come in. Knowing when to stop, knowing how to stop, and doing so with your head high, with your chest out, and a glad heart. What's after this? Patience. Literally. Patience. 2 decks, same energy. Okay? So when you learn that, of course, this is where you're going to have to stand 10 toes on your belief system, on what you choose or what you choose not to deal with right now. Whatever it is, stand on it. Protect yourself. Okay? Fight for your right to party. Protect yourself and enjoy the victory of stillness. You know, enjoy the victory of completion, the victory of yes, I know you notice me, but I notice me too. I don't need you to notice me this time. Last time I thought I didn't make it because you said I didn't make it. But now I know I made it because I'm telling myself I know I made it. And I have proof and evidence of that in my life. That's the Six of Wands. Recognizing your mother-loving self. Other people are going to see it, but until you actually honor it and stand tall in this energy, then how can it be a victory and success if you don't see it as a victory or a success? If you can come into that understanding, now we can pull down from Aquarius. Aquarius energy, star energy, very personal in faith. Very personal in belief system, very healing because the star matters. The star gets personal attention from the creator. I always say this is one where the spotlight is on you. You're on stage. The Most High is in the front row. Go ahead, baby. Let me see you do your thing. And you simply perform. That's it. Because you know you matter. You know that the Most High took time out just for you to see you perform. And in that moment, it's not about nobody else. You know, when you have that kind of connection with your creator, you will attract like-minded energy. It's going to be so bright. It's going to pull it in, you know? Some of you have a third-party situation and you're married, I ain't gonna lie, and you're gonna have a hard conversation with yourself about that. I gotta throw that out there. It is right here. I'm sorry. You know, it might be a family involved, okay? But you're working on a way to present it, all right? I know that's not everybody, but I had to throw it out there. Others of you, yes, you are attracting like-minded energy. You're putting yourself out there, and if you're not, please do, okay? But you are elevating. You are growing. You are walking testimony of a Most High God, a Most High living God, okay? And while you're living your truth, speaking your truth, I told you everybody's mouth is sharp right now. Your mind is clear, though. That's the thing. Your mind is clear. I don't feel the need to argue. but I will make correction if need be. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of energy. But overall, it's a happiness here. It's a happiness because I feel the fruit of my labor. I can't see it yet. I ain't gonna lie. You know, family, I've been posting every day. This is the first time I had a nice stretch like this. Every single day I'm putting out something. And, you know, I haven't seen the fruit yet, but I feel it. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my shoulders. I feel it in my back. I can feel it energetically. I can feel it. I know it, right? So when it comes to the movements that I'm making right now, the moves that I'm making might not feel good. 5 of Pentacles, you're making moves. It might not seem like it, but baby, look what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you what's coming is supernatural. That's the thing about it. Don't look for it from your hand. Okay, don't look for it from what you're producing with your hand, from what you're doing. Look for the energy to change from what you're doing, because what you're getting is supernatural. You with me? All right. Woo. All right, Libra. I'm done. I hope it helps. If any event you say, Green Eyes, listen, I'm tired of you. I don't know you. This is not my life. I'm okay with that. Please check your moon, check your rising. Don't take this energy if it's not yours. Leave it here for someone else, okay? Thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you're notified of future readings. It's free and it supports the channel. If any event you're interested in a personal appointment, I respond to email requests only. My email is perfectlyimperfecttarot@gmail.com. If you do like what you get here, if it helps you, feeds you, even if you're simply entertained, but you come looking for these videos, please sow where you come to eat. I eat off of what you sow, okay? A cup of coffee, a slice, you know? Donation information is below the video. There's also links for CashApp and PayPal for your convenience. I thank you in advance. Other than that, guys, remember, we are all perfectly imperfect. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.